Team Serbia, Team USA, who will win? Who are our guys? We're going to choose them before Adam gets here and takes the whole roster. This is the NBA show. Wow. Too bad you guys couldn't hear it. Like, we're just brimming with energy. Brimming with energy.
Dude.
Studio B energy.
Podcast.
What's up, everyone, and welcome into the other Toyota Lounge.
I can't do it.
You have to. All right. Pause.
I can't hear that.
Yeah, I get you, man. I don't really want to do it anymore either, but I backed myself into a corner.
Let's go.
Speaking of corners, this is my favorite corner of the DNVR building.
I know.
We're hanging out in Studio B. This is the DNBA show. Adam Matas is away today. I'm hanging out with Eric Wedum. You might know him as D-Line Co.
Does anyone really know me, though? You know what I mean? As D-Line Co. or otherwise?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I would say what you see is what you get.
It's true.
It's a pretty clear window into who you are as a person.
These still waters run pretty shallow.
We're going to keep it pretty casual today because this is our last show of the work week, but it is not the fifth show of the week because on Sunday, of course, Team Serbia and Team USA will kick off group play at the Olympics, and Eric Wedum and I, plus the homie Miroslav Chuk, will be kicking it, hanging out on a post-game show. Winner's Lounge or Loser's Lounge, depending on how you view it.
I cannot wait to shift my allegiance depending upon the outcome.
The best part, I get to play the funky music regardless of who
you
wins.
can just sort of.
I'm going to do it either way.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. But before we get into some Olympics talks and some of your mailbag questions, saw something on the interwebs this morning, Eric. And ESPN released a list of the best 25 players of the 21st century. And the very first thought I had was, where will our boy Jokić be on this list?
It's the only thing you can do anytime you see a list, at least I am ready to be annoyed immediately. I'm like, Jokić is going to be too low. I just know it.
I'm curious to see if you will be annoyed. Kale, super producer Kale, has pulled up the list.
Okay.
And this is one that we really want to hear from the chat on. So, do you think Jokić is too high, too low on this list? Let's read some names till we get to Jokić. Number 1, LeBron James. No surprise.
Fine. Okay.
Number 2, Kobe Bryant.
Fine. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I actually it's not even about Jokić. I'm like, Bryant's 2, huh? Whatever. That's fine. Number 2, Steph
Number 3,
Curry.
actually, yeah.
Or 3. Thank you. Have you heard of him?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. All right.
He had a good run. Number 4, Tim Duncan.
Okay.
5, Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay. We're getting a little shaky
Getting
here for
there.
me.
6, Kevin Garnett.
Okay. It's officially shaky.
And 7, Nikola Jokić. Some names that he beat out. If you're not watching, the list is up. Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki, Giannis, Steve Nash, James Harden, Jason Kidd. Eric, your first thoughts when you see the list in full here?
My first thought is kind of where your first thought is. Like, is Kobe getting bumped here a little bit? Is Kobe...
A little bit.
I mean,
but Jokic's placement, what do you think?
I mean, we're talking about Jokić all the time in the all-time list, and we're talking about him in the top. I don't know. I mean, like, these conversations are like, is he in the top 10? Is he the best player ever? Top 7 of the 21st century. I mean, I maybe have a little quarrel with Kevin Garnett.
That's where I would go. Because I just don't think Kevin Garnett's sort of team or individual peak really come near what Jokić was able to do as the definitive best player in the world on a team that went 16-4. Obviously, the 08 title team, a lot of people remember. Some people in Boston still talk about to this day. Funny thing, I'm kind of glad they got another one, like, move on, But Kevin Durant was an essential part of that, but I just don't think I understand that, I'm from a generation of basketball watchers that we kind of just missed truly appreciating Kevin Garnett, at least.
I mean, Kevin Garnett is...
Not in hindsight.
Kevin Garnett is truly a one of one. Like, he's unbelievably skilled. He's enormous. He's has a motor like nobody else. His competitive engine is like nothing you've ever seen. He told Carmelo Anthony that he told him a disparaging remark revolving around Honey Nut Cheerios and Lala. At the end of the day, though, I mean, Jokic is better. I don't care. Jokic is better, man.
No, he's better than Kevin Garnett. That's the only one I really object to. I mean, 7th on this list, because again, Jokic's career is still going, so it's not done yet. So they're not just doing the projections here; they're just listing it as it is, as it stands right now. 7th is really good. It's just Kevin Garnett's the only name ahead of him that I'm like, man, really?
I know,
but I'm actually surprised and quite glad that they had him above Kevin Durant, because I think maybe to this day a lot of I'm not even using this word the way we use it online, literally casual conversations about the NBA. I still think most people would tell you Kevin Durant, better peak, better player, whatever.
They would tell you the casual observer would tell you that Kevin Durant is still a better player in the league than Nikola Jokic is.
It's interesting though, having Durant all the way down at 9 kind of does reflect, like, you could put a case together just off the accomplishments of his resume and the titles that he should be higher, but there was the weird year where everyone tried to gaslight us about putting asterisks on what Kevin Durant was doing. And I sort of feel like now in 2024 that the dust has settled, everyone kind of quietly agrees. Like, yeah, maybe he was good enough, but it's still sort of a maybe about whether he could have done it as the very best guy.
Yeah, Kevin Durant is the rare example of the NBA player who not only achieved great heights, but also has a huge, like, what if, which is crazy. He's like got both sides of that coin.
Yeah.
Where he achieved everything, but it seems like he should be more accomplished and he should be more respected because of how he's like another one of one. All the people on this list are just like some sort of either physical or competitive freak, some complete anomaly. And he falls into that category, but who do we have? Is it ESPN? Man,
Yeah.
ESPN? Does ESPN know ball?
Yeah, I think they kind of got this one right.
Does ESPN know ball? Holy
Really
smokes.
interesting exception, because all the way in at 25 comes in Luka Doncic. So they show some sort of appreciation for recent domination, even though he didn't win a title or an MVP. And I bring that up because you know who's missing from this list altogether?
Who?
Joel Embiid.
Whoa.
Now I know he's never been out of the second round. He is an NBA MVP.
Whoa.
Not included on this list.
Interesting.
Chat seems to agree with us that you want to respect the history when you look at a list like this.
Of course.
7 is almost pleasantly surprising. Kevin Garnett, maybe a bit of a weird one. I will just say this. If Jokic played his whole career and it was the same, but he was a Boston Celtic, he would be the new logo by now. But
I feel like if he was put in any place that wasn't number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, I'd be like, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep, that's it.
Sure.
Correct.
All right, well, look at that. A little respect for our guy. All it took was 3 MVPs and a Finals MVP.
Yeah, the top of the list is good. The bottom half of this list is kind of mind-blowing to me.
It gets weird.
It gets pretty weird. Like, I know Kawhi's like injury history, but like him coming in below Steve Nash, who never won a title, like kind of weird to me.
You know,
Steve is an MVP, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We have the unique perspective here of having to compile lists like this. And people feel very locked into the top 5, top 10. Once you get to 20, people are like,
yeah, whatever. Yeah, the arguments kind of fade out.
You like fight, and you're like, yeah, I don't know. Like somebody feels like that you're in the argument with feels strongly about some weird thing.
Right,
and you're like,
right.
I can't. Okay, whatever. And then somebody gets mad. And like us, we're mad.
It's really difficult actually to stay consistent with your reasoning through 25.
It's impossible.
Right? Because like when we're doing the best games list, we're trying to do this. Well, do we value titles more or having like a fun game more? Or is it a blend? And I do think as much as we tried our hardest, once the full list comes out, you're sort of like, where did our logic go?
The logic at the end is how beleaguered you feel when it's time to assign that number. You're just like, we really with if whether or not you guys saw it, we did the top 25 Denver games of all time in Denver Rank Week a couple weeks ago. And yeah, at the end, there are games that were like, man, after the list came out, we were like, that was a really good game.
I know. I can't believe.
Man, did we? You know what? And then you just walk away from it.
You just have to.
Because you feel dead set on the top 5.
I never like a list when it's out. I got so nuggetsy. I wanted to get righteous about all of
everything. You're
like, why is that so low, dude?
I know.
Respect the Nuggets, DNVR.
Well, I'm certain that some of our esteemed and beloved viewers were some of those that were commenting that we as an organization had failed because the Nuggets' actual title game was so low on the list. When we had to say, again, like we're not. It's not just the accomplishes, just what it means. Like the game itself was not that good. Whatever. So
Lists are difficult.
We feel your pain, ESPN. Are we sticking for ESPN? What are we doing?
We are. That's what we are.
Adam, we need you back.
That's
so
what we do
bad.
here at DNVR. You know what else is difficult?
ESPN apologies.
It's difficult to do a full show with all the ad breaks and get all of the super chats. So difficult that, in fact, last show, Kale, we botched it.
We blew it.
We straight blew it, man. We missed your super chats. So we're going to read them right now.
Yeah, dude. Pretend this is the end of yesterday's show. This is the coda.
Mr. Exquisite Nugget. Oh, this is this Cedric?
Yep.
Okay.
This is one of Cedric's many monikers.
Okay, I can't tell. Cane sauce over whatever, Kale. No, don't copy me. Thanks.
See, the greatest thing is that the poll has been out. I won again. I don't know what to do. When are you people ever going to be able to take me down? I am the draft master. I'm the Tim Connolly of drafting sauces and birds.
You're very good at ignoring the weeks when you lose or when someone won by a wide margin that wasn't
that
you.
only happened one time and I wasn't here.
Twice, and both times you weren't here, so that stands actually. That stands. What else do we have in the super chats?
I do have to just slightly take an L. I finished behind Adam somehow.
You finished behind Adam?
It was just a bad beat.
That's what. Listen, the voting public didn't think motor oil was a sauce. You got to get it together. Josh Bonnet from Down Under. Joe Ingles season.
Ooh, jingles.
Jingle bells, dude. Tracy Weber roster spot opens. Markel Fultz or Luke Kennard.
Oh my God. Is Markel Fultz and Ben Simmons the great what the hell happened to these 76er point guards? What happened to these guys? Markel Fultz, is he done? Is he damaged?
He's still playing, but I don't listen. I understand the spirit of the super chat question. I don't think either of these are really on the table.
No,
so that's and the roster is full unless they do make a choice like moving on from Pickett or something. Nash Sweden. Nuggets waste Jokic's prime. Roster is worse than last season. Many unproven players. A few weeks ago, you even discussed Pickett as part of the rotation. Well, that's because a few weeks ago, Pickett was in the depth chart as part of the rotation.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. On paper, you're right. But because on paper is just referencing how these players played last year. But like players get better. They actually get better year over year. So evaluating a Christian Brown, Jalen Pickett, maybe a bad example, a Peyton Watson through the lens of how they played last year, not accurate. Always. Sometimes they get worse. It's true.
I also just think we got to get a grip with what the floor of what the Jokic's prime has been. I mean, he's 3 MVPs. They have a title, the only title the Nuggets have ever won.
I know.
People are not going back to back anymore. I wish the Nuggets could have. They fell short. They deserve some criticism there, but teams haven't done that in a long time. And the truth is, in the last 6 years, it's Boston and Denver and then everyone else in terms of both postseason and regular season success. And Denver has dealt with some pretty debilitating injuries. Now, that could be the number one reason why they don't get the most out of Jokic's prime. But we got to get a grip with the stuff of like wasting it. They're not 3 MVPs and a finals MVP at his age. Nothing's wasted.
Yeah.
And it's just 1 year that they went backwards so far. And we'll see if they do, in fact, go backwards this year. I understand the anxiety, but let's not. I mean, guys, they're going to win a lot of games again. They're going to be in the discussion again. You got to think about what it takes to really knock Jokic off the horse in the regular season. You could start Facu. You're still going to win a lot of games.
It's true.
So
it's true.
That's just my bit there. But you know what? You're entitled to your opinion, and
thanks
you paid
for
it.
Chat.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat. Mr. Exquisite Nugget, watching Deadpool Friday. Strother versus P-Watt, who you got off the bench. Those were two different sentiments. I like P-Watt. I don't know, man.
I don't know either, dude. I'm pretty Strother. I mean, summer league, but man, did he look so good?
29 points per game on a probably sprained ankle. I mean, the thing was gnarly that he was playing through. That's
he
impressive.
Looked so good. I don't know. I'm pretty bullish on Strother, I have to say.
I agree. Kale, do we have any more super chats?
Not from yesterday.
Not from yesterday,
and certainly none today with that performance.
Yeah. Guys, this is a slow. We're gonna warm up. We're driven by the search for better here at the DNVR show. So are they. At Indeed, of course, when it comes to hiring, Indeed understands that the best way to search for a candidate, well, Eric, It's not about searching at all. It's about matching. I love to turn everything into a dating app.
Every single thing turns into a dating app.
Just kidding. No, this isn't the copy. It's important not just to find a candidate, but to match with the right one, find the right match, do it quickly, and make sure it's a quality match, which is why you got to go with an Indeed. With Indeed, they have over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find those quality candidates fast. But again, you don't just want to do this quickly. You want to do it right. Luckily, 93% of employers agree that Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. That is according to a recent Indeed survey. And Indeed, we have a code for you. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/AllCity. Just go to Indeed.com/AllCity right now and support this show by saying you heard about it, Indeed, on this podcast. Indeed.com/AllCity. Terms and conditions do apply. Need to hire. You need Indeed. And I need to fire up the Bet365 app where it's never ordinary unless it's me placing and losing a bet. That's fairly ordinary. No, winning. No, that's when other people bet. At Bet365, they don't do ordinary. They believe every sport should be epic. Right now, new customers can choose between 2 offers when they open an account at Bet365. Use the code DNVR365 to sign up. Deposit $10. You get a fun little choice. Option number 1, bet and get offer. Place a bet of $5 or more, get $150 in bonus bets. Yeah, good bet. Option number 2, first bet safety net offer. You can place a bet all the way up to $1,000. And if that qualifying bet loses, you receive a match refund in bonus bets. And there are all kinds of ways to play, like the NBA early payout offer. Get your straight bets paid out or parlay selections marked as a winner when your team goes up by 20 points, even if they don't win the game. That wouldn't happen. In the modern era, come on. I know, you're safe. 20-point lead, you're safe.
This ad copy truly feels pointed.
It's like a little bit.
It's like a little
like a Minnesota person wrote this. I think you have to be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh,
and we're back.
Hey-oh.
One neat thing that's happening at the DNVR bar this here weekend is we're opening the doors on Sunday at 9 a.m. Do you know why, Eric?
What, they're going to make us clean it or something?
No, good guess though. Been there. No, we're actually opening it to the paying public so that you can come hang out and watch Team USA versus Team Serbia.
It's been a while, man. It's been a minute since there's been a meaningful sporting event at the DNVR bar where all of the homies could come and congregate and we could slap fives, watch.
Touch hands, slap hands.
Yeah, dude. Watch the game, get caught up in it. I'm excited about this. USA Serbia. Again, I literally don't know where my allegiances lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out during the game.
No matter where your allegiance lies, you should get yourself to the DNVR bar where there are no bad seats to watch the game. We're going to have mimosa specials, bottomless mimosas.
That's what I was going to say. I think that my allegiance actually lies with our brunch menu.
See, this is not necessarily how it works. But I'm viewing our specials as a pick your allegiance thing. There's bottomless mimosas, very American brunch of you, very modern. Or if you're here for Team Serbia, it's never too early to crack open the rakia. You know what I mean?
Brother, I'm just telling you, last time I was in Serbia, not that long ago, that was really put to the test. How early is too early for rakia? The limit does not exist. And every time that I was confronted with rakia that was in a bottle that it definitely didn't originate in and had clearly been used over and over and over throughout the years, it ended up me taking a nap at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's just done for the day.
It does pair well with eggs, though, I found. I wouldn't have guessed, but it does.
Let's go.
Shout out to my guys, strongly encouraging that I try it at 9:30 in the morning, which you can do at the DNVR bar. All right, let's take a quick peek. I believe I linked you here, Kale, to the Serbian roster for Team Serbia at the Paris Olympics. I actually have decided at the last second not to run through and name each of them individually.
Yeah, that could
because that's just like asking to get destroyed by a primarily Serbian audience online. But Eric, here's the deal. I know that we're going to enjoy watching this team.
Sure.
I know that at some point we're all going to pick our guys because that's what we do.
Yep.
Here's the other thing I know.
Yep.
Adam ignores everyone's picks and then takes the whole roster.
Yep.
And then months, even a calendar year later, we'll circle back to say, now I know you guys know.
Yep.
This is my guy.
Right. I've been rooting for this guy for, exactly. So we're about to put it on wax.
Here's what's up. Adam couldn't make it in today.
Couldn't make it in. So
we're picking our guys.
So it turns out all guys are our guys.
That's right. And you were here. You were witnesses to the official record. Adam cannot take whoever these guys are. Eric, we're each taking 2 players for Team Serbia to be our guys. You can't take Jokić, though, because, I mean,
Son of a biscuit. I feel like I get to go first, not only because I won the last draft we did yesterday, but also I'm set to be a little bit Serbian.
That's what I mean.
So I'm actually I actually have a little skin in this game, bro.
Yeah, you do.
All right. My number one guy that's not Jokić is going to be Bogdan Bogdanović, obviously. That's my guy. I scouted him for a long time. I can't wait to see what he does in the league. Bogdan Bogdanović, mark it down. That's Eric's guy.
I love it, man. How Bogdan pilled are you? Because
hella pilled.
So there was for a long time, a large part of our Serbian commenting audience has made it very clear they'd like to see him in a Nuggets jersey one day.
Yeah.
I used to find it annoying.
Yeah.
Now I've watched them play together.
Yes.
I don't know. It might be a good idea. I would love if he was somehow a Superman off the bench. I know it's pretty unlikely, but that's my pipe dream. Like Denver catches someone selling low. You don't have to give up a max contract, but you get someone to help you light it up off the bench. It's not going to happen, but just if I could wish upon a star, dude, I think I'm Bogdanovich. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, dude.
I'll let you. Yeah.
All right, go.
I don't know about the phrasing. No, I'll let you take a second one.
Oh,
brother.
I get 2 in a row?
Yeah.
I think it might be. It's not. Sadly, I don't think it's Micic. I don't think it's going to be him.
Chat, is Micic good?
I know. We know he's the MVP of
we
the
know
league.
He's played well.
We hear tale that he played well for the Hornets the second half of the year. We never saw any of this.
Never seen it. And this is on me. It's clear I'm exposing myself. I don't watch enough Vasa, clearly. But I don't know.
I think I just might go. I think I might take Marinkovic.
All right. I like this. A Partizan Belgrade pickup.
I think I might. I think I like him. I mean, listen, I also wanted to save some more some players with some flair for you.
I love it.
This is another top rank center. I'm in. That's my guy. I'm in.
Vasa is a team player, says Vekislav. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, 2 guys I'm absolutely locked in.
I knew your guy, and I didn't want to take them from you.
It used to be Kalinic and Lucic, but neither of the homies are on the roster. So I'm going to go with a tiny bucket getter, Alexa Avramovic.
Yep.
Also a Partizan guy. Dude, this guy is awesome. He's a bucket. This might be the Yarmaz pick, who I am talking about a lot before the games start, and then he doesn't look good or doesn't play.
Not at all, yeah.
But no, I really like Avramovic. I think he's a bucket. Chat sounding out.
Moltenov. Should I have taken Moltenov? Listen. I don't know what to do.
There are a lot of good players.
They're all my guys.
I like these guys.
They're all my guys.
The other guy I really like is Petrushev, man. I think he's really good. The big that started with Yoke recently. So Petrushev is my guy. Avramovic is my guy. Eric is taking Bogdan.
Is it Guduric? Who's my guys, dude? I don't even know my guys.
You should take Milutinov, I think. Milutinov?
Milutinov, yeah.
Milutinov.
Yeah, okay. I'll take Milutinov. Fine. Let's go.
Boom.
Those are our guys.
There are our guys.
And on the U.S., I'm going to take Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Steph Curry and LeBron James. But not for the reasons you think.
Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, every enemy, every villain, they're all my guys too.
Why don't we do the same thing with the Nuggets roster while we have a chance?
Yeah, let's do.
Adam is not here. Dude, so let's slot in Vlatko.
Now
Russ.
it's time to really stake a claim on whose guys is whose.
Whose guys is whose. Same deal, dude. We get to take 2 each. I think already established. Well, you know what? No. Clean slate on your guys. You can start over from here. From starting lineup to bench, Eric. We'll snake draft this one. Four picks. Who are your guys on the Denver Nuggets in 2023 and 2024?
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to take Nikola Jokić. That's my guy. Okay, so we should just nobody on the starting lineup, right? Like those are all our guys.
If you want to, I'll give you a chance.
Those are all our guys. Like who is
Here's the thing. I feel like you're the Jamal Murray guy.
I am clearly the Jamal Murray guy of this bunch.
Harrison's a Christian guy. He can't walk away from it now.
Is he a Christian guy?
He had nice. Harrison's a Christian Brown guy. Can't walk away from it now.
You're going to say he's a brown guy. And I could have done the same
Doesn't
thing.
help
Is he
either.
a brown guy?
He's a starter now. And I think I'm well known as a Porter guy. Adam would probably like to take Jokic, but what he doesn't understand is
We all took
so would
Jokic.
the rest of us.
That's the thing that's what has bound this podcast together is early buy-in on Nikola Jokic. So there's no fly-by-night newcomers here. So Jokic belongs to us all.
All right. Let's take, for the sake of content, let's each take two guys.
Okay.
All right. You can have the first pick.
Okay. I'm going to go, and to me, this is like, who do you see as the up-and-comers? Really?
Okay.
Because again, like Aaron Gordon, I mean, come on. It's everybody's guy. He's Mr. Nugget. He's our guy.
Yeah.
We're his.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to officially become the Julian Strother guy. That's me. I'm Eric, the straw man.
It's a great pick, dude. The straw man.
Yes.
You're arguing with a straw man. Well, he won't stop tweeting back at me. That's why. He's very active online.
Okay. Who you got?
First of all, dude, tremendous pick.
Thanks, bro.
Strother has, I think people hate when we do this too much, but Strother has good vibes. I'm just going to say
his aura is off the chain.
His aura is
He has
off the
hair
chain.
that in any other circumstance I would absolutely clown, but it works for him in a way that I can't fight against. I just accept it. He's my guy. I'm the straw man.
I am going to break the mold, break my brand.
Oh, boy.
Just kidding. I'm taking MPJ again with my first pick. I think I'm
Wait, I
gonna.
thought we just said that wait, so do I have to retake Jamal Murray?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, well, Jamal Murray then. But these are the new guys. We know that you're the MPJ
Okay,
guy.
fine. All right, who's the rest of the roster?
Yes.
And Strother's gone. I am going to stake my claim as a Vlatko Čančar guy.
Whoa.
Four's up for grabs, man.
Whoa.
Four's up for grabs. Could look nice next to Dario.
Whoa.
We've waited forever. Would Vlatko ever get his chance? And I'm taking at the last chance when he's fresh off an ACL injury. Not the wisest.
Okay, all right. I'll see your Chan, and I will counter that with. I think I might be the Sharge guy. I think I'm the Sharge guy in the show.
It's a fun one.
I think I'm the Sharge man.
All right, man. I think
I need to commend his Sharich pronunciation.
We're getting it right, dude.
He's like nailing it right off the bat.
Dude, we take feedback in. We reflect. We're good listeners.
Whomst of us would have been the Holmes guy if fate hadn't stepped in?
I know. I think probably Harris Hunter Adam probably would have jumped on it pretty aggressively. I am going. Vote already lost. I'll take. I mean, Peyton Watson's the obvious pick, staring me right in the face. So there you go. MPJ, Peyton Watson, and Vlatko are my guys.
Yeah, dude, my three-man weave is Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokić, Julian Strother, and Dario Saric.
I just got votes floor so low, ceiling so high. Really, just a roll of the dice of vibes.
This exercise really helped me realize how shallow some rosters are. You're like two guys who aren't the starters. Oh boy.
Yeah, dude, there's only 5 guys on the court at any given time. We ruled out the top 5. Except, yeah, so this is the second 5, and we picked 4 of them.
All right. Well, now you guys know. It's on record.
It's on record. It's on wax. I'm the straw man.
I'm changing Vlatko to Trey Alexander. It's on record.
Whoa,
Yeah.
dude, that's a good pick. I didn't even think that he was necessarily...
Of an option?
Yes.
I think it's a 2-way contract, so it's a bold pick. But here's the deal.
He's good, man.
I have too much respect for CT Fazio. Vlatko's your guy, man. I'll back off the corner.
Yo, Trey Alexander could very well be the truth. This is going to be the thing, is that if he actually is who we think he could be, it's going to change a lot of conversation about Calvin Booth again. Like, it just the revolving door of how competent Calvin Booth is at evaluating players is going to be thrown for another loop if he is who we think he is.
Yep, I agree. The thing about GMs is they all have misses and they all have hits. So like across a long enough timeline, you can sort of talk yourself in one direction or another. In a short timeline, it changes really quickly, right? Like you are always, one of your best takes, I think, is bringing up how Tim absolutely botched the Tyler Lydon portion.
Yeah.
But then got Monte Morris. Which mattered for the Nuggets and where they were.
Yes.
And
it somehow mattered for the Timberwolves and the Suns.
Right.
Brought him into the league.
Right. Alrighty. Let's talk about your mental health and our partnership with our friends at UC Health. We're excited to launch our new partnership with our friends at UC Health because they know how important mental health is, and they encourage Coloradans to live their healthiest lives through statewide initiatives that include taking care of your mental health. Physical health is important, folks. Mental health is also essential. UC Health wants you to live like there is a tomorrow because you have loved ones who want there to be a tomorrow with you in their lives. And I think the truth is, with enough examination, anyone who's struggling will find out that they want there to be a tomorrow too. We know that UC Health definitely wants you to feel that way. And they want you to know the story of former UC Health patient David Schlicht, a Colorado teenager who loves being active outdoors. He's a prime example of someone taking care of their mental health and living like there is a tomorrow. David was an Olympic hopeful, and that path took a drastic turn when he lost his leg after a ski training accident. That is a long road of physical recovery, but I'm sure that the mental road to recovery was difficult as well. But with the help of UC Health doctors, David decided to amputate his leg and then immediately get back out to doing what he loves most, being active outdoors. Like David, it's important for you to take care of your mental health today so you can have a better tomorrow. If you want to learn more about David's story and see more inspiring patient stories from UC Health, head to uchealth.org/tomorrow to learn what it means like there is a tomorrow. If you're headed up to the mountains anytime soon, or I don't know, maybe just trying to get some work done, or you're helping someone move, or you just want a smooth city ride through the streets of Denver, you got to check out Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR, and they've got it all for every type of Colorado. And obviously, trucks have been a part of Toyota's DNA for a long time. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling the way to the world, there's a Toyota truck that's just right for you. Think the all-new 2024 Tacoma, the return of the iconic 2024 Land Cruiser. Toyota has 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the Epic 4Runner. They've got SUVs. They've got low and zero-emission vehicles. They've got it all. So do yourself a favor and visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR.
Let's go. Dude, what a raid, man. Holy
Thanks, bro.
smokes.
Just trying to stay locked in.
Josh Medina points out, nobody took Westbrook. No kidding. You think it was just...
Yeah, dude.
He's gone from my number one villain in the league to my guy that quickly. I need to see him actually in the uniform, play one game, do a positive thing in my life. To this point, he's done nothing but negative things in my life. He can't be my guy yet. Also,
like, you could take Russ and you might win the war. You're going to lose some battles along the way. Like, you're just going to have to be some nights where you're like, yeah, that was a tough one.
I feel like we just need to develop a strategy going into the season of like, how are we going to deal with Russell Westbrook being on our team?
It's a really good point.
And maintain our integrity.
I mean, listen, he's a Nugget, man. So it's all about what he does for us lately.
But we have to be like cagey, right? Like he has to come to us. Like we can't be too eager to come to. I'm waiting to be wooed here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I'm not just showing up like, oh, first day he's in the uniform. Russ, you're my guy. Hand slaps. Like I need Russ to make a gesture. I want him to. You know what would be a great gesture is if Russell Westbrook went out, caught Rocky's half-court shot and dunked it.
Turned it into an alley-oop. Dude, that's brilliant marketing right there. They should do that.
That's what I'm saying. Or he needs to do some sort of like little game with Rocky, some like little thing that they put online that's cute, where they make up, and you know what I mean? Like I can't put all of these bad feelings in a box and just pretend they don't exist just because he puts on the Nugget uniform. Even though it might be a wonderful move, and I've talked myself into it an alarming rate, way faster than frankly I should have. Frankly, when it was still a rumor, I talked myself into it, which is just so upsetting for my integrity. But man, I don't know. Like you don't have these same like ill feelings towards Russell Westbrook that I do.
No, because I remember getting here, and even in the media, Russ was pretty feared because he was still near the peak of his powers. He had those moments in Denver, but I didn't. No, man. It's funny what you don't take personally for what you haven't been around for, like the mellow stuff. I don't really think about the rough stuff.
Right. There's a lot of things. And especially when you start to do, again, like these lists and things that we make, you've heard of things, but they don't have the emotional resonance.
Right. That's
because again, if you just take a step back from any of this stuff, it's all completely ridiculous for us to be so obsessed with the sport of basketball. Yeah. It's completely, arbitrary.
Right. You're trying to be principled as a fan.
You're trying to be
which is hilarious.
It's hilarious. There's no principality when you're talking about the guy. That you like. Right.
I hope my team wins.
However, we've said some like pretty strong things. Who outside of Jason Tatum would you have the hardest time, or anybody on
Durant.
the Boston Celtics joining the team? That would give you the most pause.
Yeah, because I don't buy the whole Kevin Durant thing that we've been. So I just don't. I actually think as amazing as he is, he wasn't the best version of himself, and I thought the general public at large got kind of gaslit out of some very valid criticisms of him.
And the reason that I think that I'm so quick to be able to accept Russell Westbrook coming onto my team is that it didn't cost the Denver Nuggets something to acquire him. You know, it's like with Kevin Durant going to the Suns, they had to give up literally their future to acquire him.
That's a great point. And their heart and soul.
Their heart and soul, like their integrity, their identity. There's so many things that they had to put to the side to be like, okay, we're Durant guys now. With Russell Westbrook, I mean, really, it's like it's a flyer. But man, I don't know. I'm curious. Like, I really want to know what everybody in the chat thinks about this, because I'm like really on two sides of the fence with this. I just don't know how to be.
From what I've caught looking at the chat, people have talked themselves into the Russ thing. And I think you're right, man. I think when you just look at it like it's a minimum contract, how many paths did they have to improvement the roster? Like they had already lost KCP and Reggie. How many options or routes to improvement were left? And I think adding a player of his pedigree on a minimum becomes an easy sell at that point.
Right, like how do you turn? It's actually foolish to turn
beggars can't be choosers, man. I think that's a good option right there. So.
But that's the counterpoint to that could be, how are we beggars? Like
for backup point guard.
I know, but it sucks that we're beggars. But I know what you mean.
I agree with that. Okay, let's hit some mailbag questions.
Mailbag, let's go. I'm so ready for this.
Because you, the listener at home,
we've got questions. We have answers. No one's going to be happy with them.
Have tossed us some questions. I made sure to specify that it was you and me answering these questions.
Yeah. So that if someone's not like, the third offshoot of horns.
Eric, how can you break down horns? No, I wanted more Dune 2 related stuff.
What's your do you prefer a pin down or drop coverage? Okay, Matthew Kimura.
Thank you. Rank these events in order of level of happiness it would bring you if it happened next season. All right. So we got 5 options.
Okay.
Westbrook game winner against the Lakers in the playoffs.
Oh man. Okay, go.
Jokic 4th MVP.
Okay.
AG guest appearance on DNVR. This is a great question. Celtics lose in the first round of the playoffs. Why'd you throw that in there? This is a Nugget show. 70+ win season.
Okay.
This is actually an elite list because all 5 of these are like very conceivably could be number 1.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
If it was Celtics lose in the first round of the playoffs at number 1, that's a pick with no integrity.
I'm not going to pick it number 1, but it is closer to number 1 than you'd like it to be.
I think the number 1 thing for me would be 70 win season.
Really?
Dude, we're here every night watching this team. If they won 70 times of the 82.
This would bring us the most accumulative happiness.
Dude,
easily.
if we got to play,
great argument.
If we got to sit in 70 plus winners lounges, do you remember how much a losers lounge sucks on a Tuesday in February?
Oh, I do.
After an 8:30 p.m. start,
500 strangers think it's your fault somehow.
Yeah. So that for me is number 1. Number 2, is it AG?
I think it's AG.
Oh man, it's
AG's easily my number 1.
That's your number 1.
Yeah, AG on DNVR. Are you kidding me, Mr. Nugget on our show?
I know, but listen, like that happens. It comes, it goes. That's a 70-win season is a gift that keeps giving. Jokic 4th MVP means he has another monster season, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, they tied their win record last year, and my favorite show of the year was still when Josh Kroenke brought the Larry O'Brien into the studio.
Well, that wasn't even during the season. That was preseason.
Also,
Westbrook game winner against the Lakers in the playoff.
That's actually last on my list.
Really?
With all respect to the new Russ base, no disrespect, but it's just what we were talking about earlier. I think to a Russ fan, there would be a level of poetic justice there. that would hit on a level I just can't tap into.
Well, that's pure Schadenfreude. That is the Lakers.
The Lakers losing part is sick.
They're losing to the Denver Nuggets. Sick. They ran Russ out of town. Are we Russ apologists? Are we who are we? I don't even know. Is that a redemption arc for Russ that we can tap into?
All right, here's mine. 70-win season.
Okay.
AG on the show.
Okay.
Yoke 4th MVP.
Yep.
Boston loses in the first round. Yep. Westbrook game winner over the Lakers.
I think it goes for me 70-win season, 4th MVP, AG on the show, the Lakers, and then the Celtics things. I don't care.
Yeah, man, you'd have a lot of fun hanging out with me.
I just know, dude. Well, yeah, I just know that if AG comes on the show, that everyone's gonna be like, "Ooh,
Nuggets curse,
Nuggets curse," and we're gonna have to deal with all of your nonsense. Then anything that happens, it's your fault, people.
They won the title. We had Kevin Booth on the show. I really hate the Nuggets. The funniest thing about the Nuggets curse is there are enough examples where it's fair. Like I can't even get around. Like, what am I gonna do? We should stop having end of bench guys on. But what can I say? Okay, next question, Kale. Next question.
Let's see.
Also, thank you to everyone who's been on the show.
Yes.
We appreciate you deeply.
Mile High Pete Buckets.
Another good question. Assuming Christian Brown, and it's spelled Brown, starts, who is the Nuggets' most important bench player next season?
I think my guy. No, it's Watson. Right?
I think so.
It has to be.
Is it Russell Westbrook?
I think it's Russell Westbrook. Now that you just said that out loud, I think it's definitely Russell Westbrook. He's going to be the 6th man, is he not?
Yeah.
Even a straw man like myself can see that Russell Westbrook is the straw that stirs the drink.
Okay,
the straw man.
If I told you that it was either Russ was clearly the best man off the bench or Peyton was clearly the best man off the bench, which one do you think bodes better for the Denver Nuggets?
Russ. He's got the ball in his hands.
They probably do need another ball handler.
They need another ball handler.
All right, that's a good one. Chat, what say you? Probably Russ. In the meantime, good question. Let's pull up another one.
The best part is that Kale is clearly operating without a mouse pad, so
I know you can hear it.
Every move that he makes takes like 3. Okay, Northwest Nugs.
The Nuggets' reputation as the ultimate late game closers took a hit at the end of the season.
Oh boy.
Do you think they get that back this year? Could it get better? Good question.
Yeah, well, it took a hit just in the playoffs only. It was
that's true. They were pretty good again in the
They didn't take a hit. Remember how many times we said the Nuggets are inevitable? They're the absolute. They've got the complete answer at the end of the game. The 2-man game is unstoppable. It's unassailable. It can't be. It just it was stopped by basically Anthony Edwards. Unfortunately. So yes, of course, yes, that's still going to be the case. It's absolutely going to be the case. And if you can get a couple, if Michael, the other thing that I think that we did not give enough credence to and hasn't really been spoken about is, and we have talked about it, but I just don't think it's like really set in for people, is just how much personal turmoil Michael Porter Jr. was going through. And it kind of came up, like you and I were talking casually a couple weeks ago, and like we'll say I was having problems in my personal life with my family, and it was like wrecking my world. I was having a really hard time with it. And so it's like it affects everything. Like when there are things that you can't control, it like like your heart hurts. And it like in times when you're not engaged, which are you can turn on and off like pretty easily throughout the course of a game, like it is distracting. So I say all that to say, I think Michael Porter Jr. is going to be likely in that scenario, like a situation, like he'll be somebody that they can turn to be like a third spoke of that wheel. Like, don't you think?
I like that. Yeah, and I think part of it is just having Murray operate at the highest level because it's all about the 2-man game. I do think there is an interesting question to ask, and I don't know the answer, but I think it's an interesting question of, is it time to expand it a little bit as Jokic balls shrank over the years to the most trusted thing, just that pick and roll, to are they too predictable? Or was it just that Murray wasn't good enough because injuries played a role? Or
blocked by man, I just
think that's an interesting question. Do they want to spend some of the regular season like, hey, you have more things to consider, as the defense than just they're running a pick and roll? But I don't know. Maybe teams figured it out, or maybe the second head just Just wasn't good
Or
enough.
like we heard from KCP, maybe they were gassed.
Yeah, whatever. I hate that so much.
I do too, but
I hate that so much.
I actually heard that from one of the actual players, so
I know.
maybe it means something.
We should have lost in the first round. You should have not lost in the second round, actually.
All right, Kayla, let's hear a bunch of clicks and slides. Okay.
Kevin Root, Denver. Why can't Denver seem to develop a decent big man besides the Jokić anomaly?
This is a great question. I don't feel like I have an answer to this. Do you?
I think there's an answer. I think it's just that the Jokić is one of one.
Yes, and they didn't develop Jokić.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, they should get some credit,
But
but
they've
also,
never developed a big man.
That's like the Chicago Bulls being like, we know how to develop shooting guards, you know? You're like, well, yeah, he was good. But I think it's more that this offense is all about having Jokić on the floor and a big man that can do things that probably no other big man has ever been able to do. And how do you... Right. So, okay, right now, let's say Šarić is the backup big. Is he going to have a breakout year? Well, how much is he going to play? Let's say he's just truly the Jokić backup. Now, he has more versatility, could play in other lineups, but like the team isn't there to develop you. Like, check in for 10 minutes, don't blow it, and then it's back to Jokić ball.
I know.
So there's even part of like the Holmes thing, and like, is he a 4? Is he a 5? Like, right now, you need a backup 5 to play. But as far as developing him as a prospect, he's got to be able to play alongside Jokić, play the 4. Otherwise, he's just the guy that plays for 10 minutes when one of the greatest talents of all time sits. And so I just don't know if you develop a big, you know.
Yes. Like this is a very confusing conundrum because, as has been pointed out in the chat, I believe we had Isaiah Hartenstein. He's gone on to bigger and better things. He didn't look good in Denver at all. He was actually tragic here. He got racked up 6 fouls immediately. He couldn't catch balls that were thrown to him. It was bizarre. We traded for a big. We got JaVale McGee. He never saw the floor. It really has just been the Spinal Tap drummers of just guys coming in, bigs coming in. And I don't know if it is the type of thing where the Nuggets staff expects the backup big to carry on some of the paradigm that Nikola Jokić has set for expectations of a center. And because of the way that they mix lineups, it's difficult for the players to change the way that they're playing, whether or not he's on the floor. And the center is the one that feels that burden the most.
Yeah.
It does feel like there's some port of we've not drafted one. We don't ever, they seem to be sort of like the last consideration when the team building.
Right. Like in and out.
But we have had talent, and you know, we've seen it after the fact. Like Mason Plumlee was the last big that they traded, that they made a play for to bring in. And he was good. He was fine. But it is a weird thing, man. It is a weird thing. And I do think it is just sort of like the double-edged sword of having such an anomalous one-of-one player.
Well, yeah, like
that is Nikola Jokić.
The LeBron James Cavaliers weren't like developing like small forwards and point forwards behind LeBron.
Right.
That's like Hartenstein's the perfect example. Other teams had room and time to say, yo, we want you on the floor for us for extended durations. Oh, we're putting the ball in your hands here. Whereas in Denver, and some of this is a criticism of Michael Malone, it was you just picked up 2 fouls in 5 minutes and you turned it over, and every second that you're playing is a second that Jokić isn't.
Right.
And so I think Malone had next to no patience, which is the key word the chat used, because it's like Malone just wants to win the game in front of him to a detriment at times. Other times, it's fine quality for a coach, but he, there's not a lot of patience with the bigs because again, a true backup big here is playing in lieu of Jokić, and that's just like there's no room for development. You're getting 15 back on the floor as soon as you can, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the guy that came here and shined the most, it was Boogie, right? Like Boogie Cousins came in because he himself was like a tent pole of an offense in his prime, and he could just be like.
And you weren't developing him. He had played a whole career with a skill set.
He played a whole career, and it was also just he had his own skill set. It was like, yo, give me the ball. I'm gonna take a mid-range shot here that you wouldn't expect from any other center.
Pass or make a play,
right?
Because I know how to play.
Right, but then you have like guys that come in. DeAndre Jordan, he can fit in when the time calls for it, but they're not developing. It's the developing part, and like bringing a guy in and molding him in the vision of Denver Nuggets culture and the shade of Jokic ball does that. I don't know. It's a weird thing, man. It is a weird thing. I think that we were all like pretty excited about Holmes coming in and being that guy that gets developed as a 5 or a 4, which is obviously that's not over. It's just it's delayed.
Certainly on hold. Yeah,
it's on hold. But Dario Saric feels like the right antidote.
Yeah,
for this.
You're not here to teach Dario how to play. Like, this guy knows how to play basketball. Now, he, again, has more lineup versatility than some of the guys we've talked about in the past. But even if the assignment was just, hey, man, give us 10 minutes of professional level NBA basketball here while Jokic catches a breather, depending on the matchup, like that's a very reasonable expectation.
But it's rough, man. Like, Zeke Naji has gone backwards. He's not been developed. He's been eroded.
Yeah.
They, like, messed with his shot.
I do think that Zeke is I'm sure he played his own role in lack of development, right? Like, he has his own hands on the wheel there, but I agree with you. I actually think it's an example of Denver kind of botching a player's development.
Right.
Not that he was going to be a world beater. You saw progress. And then I think because of what they needed, he was just sort of asked to do some things he's not as good at, and the confidence melted and that.
And obviously the story is not written on Zeke either. Like I am absolutely not. I mean, I'm not holding my breath, but I'm also not writing off the idea that he can show us a little bit of what he showed us early.
Yeah, man, I just thought in the beginning, well, if he can move his feet
that's all
and hit some threes, like F it. But that's just not.
Yeah, he's switchable. Whatever. We'll see.
Do we have another question or two we want to hit before we hit the super chats before we start our long weekend? Who would win a 7-game series? The 2023 Denver Nuggets or 2024 Team USA?
Denver Nuggets.
I will say, if you're trying to make the argument of like, well, the other teams at the Olympics, maybe they know how to play with each other better than Team USA. You could certainly say that about the Nuggets. Like, they would have a chemistry advantage over this collect, but I also feel silly kind of being like, yeah, maybe they're a better team, but it's also just,
man, listen.
It's a lot of good players.
The Team USA really almost lost to South Sudan. I mean, they have not,
they're not
in any way
perfect.
they have in no way have put it together. Listen, I feel like they would get run roughshod over by the like if we're talking about where Team USA is right now versus where the Nuggets were when they won the title, right. That was the most well-oiled machine that I've ever witnessed on a basketball court.
Right. It's not now. Like, if we gave Team USA, you guys get 82 games together, and like, here's your coach. Yeah, you probably get your ass kicked, but you're right. All right. Fun angle. You know what? Good question.
Let's go.
Let's hit one or two more, and then we'll hit some super chats, and then we'll go hang out.
Oh, finally a good question. Ethan
Holiday asks,
What belongs on a burger?
What belongs on a burger? Genuinely good questions today, by the way.
I'm going to answer on behalf of Kale. Kale, you wouldn't know it by looking at him. He is slim. He's trim. He's also terrified of vegetables. Won't touch them. Won't eat them. Kale, I know for a fact, only eats meat, cheese, and ketchup on a bun.
Ketchup is debatable. That's a personal preference.
That was your second pick in the sauce.
I do like ketchup, but
You don't even like your second pick in the sauce category?
I stand by. I feel very strongly about this. If a burger is good, it should be able to stand on its own meat, cheese, bun. That's all you need. Yeah. And if you need to throw other shit on it, it's a bad burger.
I agreed with you when I was 8 years old.
Kale's like, if a dino nugget is good, it shouldn't have to be shaped like a pterodactyl.
Yeah, it doesn't. It still tastes the same. Just because it looks like my favorite Transformer.
Okay, so Kale is right. I'm a purist in some senses. On a burger, if I have my favorite version, I will take just meat, cheese, and ketchup on a bun. I do enjoy that very much. But for me, it's meat.
Good call. Good
cheese,
start. All right. I like where your head's at.
I like a grilled onion.
I do too. I'm a convert on that. I used to be out.
Like a grilled onion.
Yeah.
Ketchup.
Okay.
I actually don't like mustard on its own, but I have found the amalgamation of ketchup, mustard, and mayo
on a
burger
I agree.
to be an unstoppable trio. And then some lettuce. But you can take your tomato and you can stick it. You can stick it right up your nightshade.
I'm actually with them, dude. I'm with them. I like lettuce, tomato. I'm newly in on the onion. and cheese.
Bacon is another question. Bacon can add a lot to a burger, but it is a little forward. Sometimes it's a little too much.
I think, and I will say this with great respect, because we have a tremendous burger selection at the DNVR bar, like tremendous.
Yeah.
But they're like the specialty burgers that are like a real treat. But they're like, you can get like, once you have like layers of bacon and guac, you know?
You're like, what do we have?
When you're like, do I need a fork and a knife?
Yeah. We have a couple fork and knifers here.
Here's my other strong guac feeling when it comes to burgers. Then you go to reheat the burger, right?
Oh, well, I mean...
And let's say you haven't finished it in time.
These are the considerations of a dainty gentleman that doesn't eat a burger in one sitting.
Incorrect. I order 2 burgers at a time. That's the problem, right? So
what?
Halfway through the second burger, it starts to get cold. I'm like, I got to microwave this thing. And if it's guac, the guac loses its consistency. It melts. It gets too hot. This is the whole thing.
This is a lifestyle question you've brought into this. 2 burgers you eat. What is this? We're talking about when in the platonic form.
It's a DoorDash thing. Because if you order, if you spend enough, you save money.
Dude, I gotta do this.
Bro, you can't be DoorDashing burgers in the first place. A burger is a eat it as soon as it comes out type meal.
This is coming from somebody who lives too far away from civilization. I can order I can DoorDash McDonald's and it gets there before I forgot that I ordered it.
I'll DoorDash Good Times for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Catch me doing it tonight.
Those are good times.
Backup burger.
There's a good times like 4 minutes from my house, so I just drive there.
Hell yeah.
Well, all right. Car privilege, Kale. Did you forget there are walkers in this world?
Oh, car privilege hits again.
How about you check your privilege at the door?
You're right.
DoorDash that out of here.
Why don't we check the super chats too before, and then we can all. I'm
Wait, are
pretty
there
sure
any
we can all
are
leave.
there any other big questions that we need to answer about what goes on a burger? Was that the biggest one?
I think we hit it. I think we hit it.
I will say
Green chili. I'll take green chili.
Yeah,
By the way,
green chili on a burger, elite.
but a diced green chili, and I do feel a certain amount of responsibility. I'll take this. I don't want the rest of you to shoulder this burden. None of us chose green chili on the great sauce list yesterday, and I'm from Colorado, and I felt like that was a big oversight on my part, and I'm going to take it on the chin for the entire team. I'm sorry. You're right. I cannot believe we did not pick green chili. I didn't think marinara was going to be there in the 5th round. I didn't think that salsa was still going to be available. I just reached a little bit for sriracha, and I didn't think that green chili was still going to be available.
The key is because sometimes you come in and you find out it's a snake draft day and you weren't prepared.
Yeah.
And so then you're like, okay, I've got a good list, but you forgot 6 legendary sauces. You need to prepare for these things.
I could have gotten green chili with 5-5, the last pick of the draft.
Yes.
And it would have saved my
And you got
draft.
sweet and sour like a true loser.
It's a regret I will carry to my grave.
Hopefully that comes sooner rather than later.
All right, super chat.
Super chats.
Cedric Exquisite, DNVR Eric, please read yesterday's super chats.
We already did.
We did, dude. By the way, Eric, you the goat of sauces.
Yeah, dude, I ate.
Vote. You, Adam's list sound like
Whoa.
KKK. That is true. In Cedric's defense.
Just to be clear, the KKK has a lot of beliefs. White sauces actually are not. They don't even ascribe to that.
That's right.
That's something completely that even the KKK couldn't believe that he chose Alfredo sauce.
They're like sour cream, huh? Vote. Oh, we did that already. P.S. No cane sauce is mine. Cedric again. Made. I've been spitting blood. Hope it's not cancer.
Us too, bro. Damn.
I'm not sure.
I
think the tenor of that chat is. I'm not sure.
We don't know what to do with that one.
Cool Cuddy. Adam's sauce list was like Harrison's favorite NBA player. It's very white.
Although Harrison was offended by that list, as were the rest of us. I think that Adam was trying. It's now become a bit. Adam has realized he can't ever win these because he's so out of touch with the common man that he actually just felt like punting that. So he just chose the theme. But he would have lost anyway. Trust you, me.
Also, just since he's not here to defend himself, if you're new to the show, the Harrison thing is a bit.
It's also a bit.
That's also a bit.
These are all bits.
That's not something we're doing. And you know what? Nash Sweden, this one fired me up. You make fun of Pickett, but you were serious days ago. First of all, Adam's not in today. So
That's not us, dude. That's
we really can't blame the whole Pickett agenda just on Adam.
yes, we can.
I mean, like everyone's like, that's a DNVR thing. There are 4 of us, bro. I don't control. He's the host. If he wants to talk,
Adam went in hard and heavy on Pickett early, and we've all had to carry that burden ever since.
and listen, man, if you don't like Pickett as a player, the joke's still on you because right up until the second that they sign Westbrook, that's the backup point guard in the depth chart. Sorry, or Trey Alexander. So that's why we talked about Jalen Pickett, because believe me, not all of us were thrilled about it. But without a point guard acquisition, that was the next guy on the depth chart.
None of us were not thrilled. We were just like, oh, okay, like a second round
That we've never seen play before.
point guard, that plays a weird style. We're like, okay, let's wait and see.
Yeah.
But listen,
We're ready to move on.
but I'm also ready for it to work out. Like I'm ready.
But he's not gonna. I mean, now
I'm
it's
not
Russ.
stamping
It's gonna be
anything,
Russ.
man. I'm not stamping anything.
Today's trio made a great show. Trade Adam. Kill. I think you just got included.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. Actually, let's.
I think the
Can we edit
ghost of
that out?
Adam
Actually,
was,
can we exclude me again?
the ghost of Adam was the third here. Us being able to slander every one of Adam's decisions over the last year was the real third guest on this show.
Dude, it is so empowering. You think it's fun at your office when your boss goes away? We get to talk about him into a microphone.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, normally when your boss goes away, you just go and hang out by the water cooler.
Yeah,
and you're like,
that guy was annoying on Monday, wasn't he?
No, we get to broadcast to thousands of people and talk shit about him, and he is powerless to do anything about it.
He is listening too. That's the thing. He listens.
And it's not even necessarily right now. He's like, this just could be, we're just pulling the pin on a grenade that he's going to listen to and ruin his day later.
Yeah. Just kidding, Adam. Hey, we love you, man. We love you,
We
Adam.
love you, bro.
And we love you. Thanks for hanging out with us on a casual Thursday. We're not done for the week. We're done for the work week. Eric, myself, Miroslav, we'll be back on Sunday.
can't
Hopefully
wait.
we see some of you at the bar, dude.
I cannot wait to either cheer with or clown Miroslav based on how it goes.
Team Serbia, Team USA. 2 sides, 1 game for you to watch, 1 place for you to watch. It's the DNVR bar in the corner of Colfax and York. And we'll see you in the Winners or Losers Lounge, depending on how you feel.
It's going to be the Winners Lounge.
We all silly like the mayor.